This video is dedicated to aspirants who are giving prelims this year. कौन से areas पे आपको focus करना है history में, and within those areas, which dimensions you need to cover. So these are the 5 things that you need to focus upon while reading about personalities. These 5 areas that you need to prioritize in last 40 days. Hello everyone, I am Sajal Singh, and in this video, I would be talking about smart study toolkit for prelims for modern history, and this video is dedicated to aspirants who are giving prelims this year. Now that we are 40 days away from the prelims, it's very important that in last 40 days you prioritize the areas, you prioritize those topics where there is more chance of question being asked based on the PYQ analysis, right? This is what differentiates a topper from an aspirant. A topper just not study like anything. They have a plan, and they have a priority list. So I will be discussing in this lecture कि कौन से areas पे आपको focus करना है history में, and within those areas which dimensions you need to cover. So after watching this video, I'm very sure that you will be able to attempt all the questions of modern history if you implement whatever I am saying in this lecture, right? So last 5 years की अगर हम analysis देखें in terms of modern history, we find that questions are being asked from these 5 areas in modern history, right? Constitutional reforms, important personalities and associated contribution, conquest of India by European powers, revolt and movements, economy of India and social reform. These are the 5 areas जहां से questions बन रहे हैं in last 5 years if we talk about modern history. Now basically it is these 5 areas that you need to prioritize in last 40 days, and within these 5 areas I'll tell you the dimensions that you need to cover in order to solve the modern history question, in order to have 100% accuracy. Because remember, modern history is one such subject where you can have 100% strike rate if you play your cards well, right? So let's start with the first topic, which is constitutional reforms. So within these constitutional reforms, these are the dimensions that you need to cover while studying. So be it the 1773 Act, 1781, 1813, 1833, 1853, 1861, in सारे constitutional reforms में till 1935, right? Not just 35, till 46 I would say. So first is reserve versus transferred subject. Which subjects were reserved, which subjects were transferred to the Indian leaders. Non-agenda and trivial information. So we all read about the basic agenda of the act, but you also have to create one column for non-trivial or for non-agenda of that act. For example, 1833 में Governor General of Bengal became the Governor General of India. It's a trivial fact which many people ignore, right? Third, reservation provision. कब किसको रिजर्वेशन मिला? मुस्लिम्स को 1909 में मिला, फिर सिख्स को मिला, क्रिश्चियंस को मिला, वुमेन को मिला, राइट? सो अल्टीमेटली कब किसको रिजर्वेशन मिला? That is another thing that you need to cover while dealing with this topic. Powers of center and provinces, which means कि सेंटर के पास क्या पावर थी और प्रोविंसेस के पास क्या पावर्स थी, right? Which subjects were there with the center, which subjects were there with the provinces. Power of the legislature. So legislature kin acts में, whether they can pass a bill, whether they can ask a supplementary question, whether they can discuss the budget. So the powers of legislature gradually increased. Now you need to check that which act gave how much power to the legislature. That's the first topic, right? Now let's see some questions. These are the questions that have been asked from this topic in last 5 years. With reference to the Government of India Act 1935, consider the following statement. It provided for the establishment of All India Federation based on the union of British Indian provinces and princely states And secondly, defense and foreign affairs were kept under the control of federal legislature. अब अगर हम बात करें तो based on this dimensions we will be able to solve it. So ultimately 35 Act में yes it talked about this, and secondly defense and foreign affairs were not kept under the legislature, it was kept under the viceroy, not the legislature. राइट अगर लेजिस्लेचर के अंदर ये पावर्स दे देते तो फिर तो इंडिया वुड हैव बीन ऑलमोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंट, राइट. सो स्टेटमेंट 2 you have to delete. So answer is only one. Or let's say if you see this question was also asked in 2022. In the Government of India Act 1919, the functions of provincial government were divided into reserved and transferred subject. Which of the following were treated as reserved subject? Administration of justice, why would they give justice in the Indian hands? Too much to give. Local self-government, well, that is something which can be given because local self-government is not something which the British wanted to do. Land revenue, if they give land revenue, then what will leave with the government? Land revenue was their main reason why they were staying in India. Police, if police was given in the Indian hands, then there will be no police brutality, right? So how many of them were reserved? 1, 3 and 4. C is the answer. Let's say this question. This was asked in 2022 again. With reference to proposal of Cripps mission, consider the following statement. The Constituent Assembly would have members nominated by the provincial assemblies as well as the princely states. This statement is wrong because it was nominated by the princely states, but it was elected, partly elected by the states or the British states or the provincial assembly. So this statement is wrong. Any province which is not prepared to accept the new constitution would have the right to sign a separate agreement with Britain regarding its future seats. This is technically right. So answer would be 2 only. Or let's say this question was also asked in last 5 years, right? The Montagu-Chelmsford reform of 1919 recommended granting voting rights to all women above the age of 21. This we know is wrong, right? How could they give voting rights to all women, right? When the total electorate was 10% in 35. The Government of India Act 35 gave women reserved seats in legislature. Yes, everywhere except in the Northwest Frontier Province, right? So everywhere 3% reservation was given to the women. So answer would be 2 only. Now let's talk about the second toolkit. Europeans in India. So this is also another area where UPSC has been asking questions, especially early Europeans and their expansion, right? So यहाँ पे you have to cover these 3 dimensions. The first factory, where did this establish the first factory? Second, important early governor generals. And thirdly, how did they establish their rule? किनसे war, किसके साथ war किया, किसके साथ treaty करी, right? किससे island लिया? So that is the third thing that you need to see, right? Once you do this, I think you will be able to solve it. So mostly we have to talk about Portugal, England and French, right? So and also the Dutch. The Dutch established their factory. This was asked in 2022. The Dutch established their factories and warehouses on the east coast on land granted to them by Gajapati rulers. Statement 1. Statement 2. Alfonso de Albuquerque captured Goa from the Bijapur Sultanate. And thirdly, East India Company established a factory at Madras on a plot of land leased from a representative of Vijayanagar Empire. अब यहाँ पे देखो first statement. Gajapati ruler was there in 14th century, I believe, and Dutch came in 17th century. So no way it can be right. Once you eliminate that, we come to the answer 2 and 3. Or let's say this question. In the first quarter of 17th century, in which of the following were the factories or the factories of English East India Company located? Broch, Achichakole, Trichinopoly. So इसमें first statement is right, rest 2 are wrong. Third toolkit is when we are reading about a personality, we have to focus on these 5 dimensions. important personalities related to our freedom struggle. You have to focus on these 5 things, right? A lot of information is not there in your books, so you have to Google it. But if you can equip yourself with this information, you'll be able to solve the question. Parties associated with, newspaper associated with, satyagraha associated with, books associated with, institutions associated with. So these are the 5 things that you need to focus upon while reading about personalities. ठीक है ना? Let's solve the question. This was asked in 2021. Who among the following is associated with Song from Prison, a translation of ancient Indian religious lyrics in English? So the answer here would be M.K. Gandhi. Now in basic books we don't read about it, but अगर आप इस तरीके से इस टॉपिक को तैयार करोगे तो आप गूगल करोगे और आप सॉल्व करोगे इसको. या ये क्वेश्चन देखो, who among the following was associated as secretary with the Hindu female school which later came to be known as Bethune Female School? तो यहां पे the answer would be what? The answer would be Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar. Then you see this. Consider the following freedom fighters. 2022 में पूछा था ये. Barendra Kumar Ghosh, Jogendra Chandra Chatterjee, and Rash Bihari Bose. Who of the above were actively associated with Gadar party? So we have the first two. They were part of Anushilin Samiti and Jugantar. Raj Bihari Bose was associated with Gadar party. Three only. Fourth toolkit we have is with respect to the movements and revolts. That is another area where UPSC is asking question. You need to focus upon these 7 dimensions, which is first date of start of that movement. When did it start? Reasons behind the revolt or movement. Prominent leaders that are associated with that movement. Whether there was a use of violence or it was a completely non-violent movement. This would also include tribal revolts, peasant revolts. Section of masses who participated: women, labor, working class, Dalits, Muslims, right? Regions that participated. Spread of the movement, where did it spread? Which areas, which regions were covered from it? Consequences of the movement or revolt, which means changes, constitutional changes that are made, right? Something which British did, right? ये अगर आपने कर लिया, कोई भी movement or revolt आप कर सकते हो. Now see, let's check some questions. 7th August is declared as the National Handloom Day because it was in 1905 that Swadeshi movement was launched on the same day. तो हमने क्या देखा? डेट पूछी है, एग्जैक्ट डेट पूछी है. ये आंसर, इसका आंसर ए होगा. या फिर ये देखो, with reference to 8th August 1942 in Indian history, which of the following statement is correct? तो यहां पे आप देखो अपने आप, it was a day on which Quit India resolution was adopted by the AICC. Then after the Santhal uprising subsided, what were the measures taken by the colonial government? Right? तो यहां पे first statement is the territories called Santhal Parganas were created. 2, it became illegal for a Santhal to transfer land to a non-Santhal. Right? So the first statement जो है, it is all right. Second statement is also, right. Then the last toolkit, which is British colonial economy. This is another area where UPSC has been asking question. इसमें आपको ये 5 चीजें पढ़नी है, 4 चीजें. Important cultivations in India and its decline. Land revenue system in India, important clauses, concessions, who started it, regions associated with each land revenue system, drain of wealth, methods, leaders who were part of that rational, and commercialization of agriculture. ये सारे टॉपिक्स आपको कवर करने हैं मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री के लिए अगले 40 दिनों में इन डायमेंशंस के साथ. अगर आपने कर लिए, so I'll be back with another video where I'll be talking about another subject, because now that we are just एकदम हम लास्ट में आ गए हैं, it's very important that you do smart study. So that is all for today's lecture. Thank you.